Good morning, everybody. I want to present myself. I am Pablo Rodriguez, Head of Engineering of KidsCop, and I'm going to talk to you about the F-gas opportunity from the vision of a manufacturer. To begin with, I'm going to make a short presentation of who we are. Well, we are manufacturers of cold rooms, doors, refrigeration equipment, and drying units with more than 50 years of experience. We stand out for our service, which is a 360-grade solution, started from advising from their needs into the offer to going with them until the commissioning. Kide is located in the Basque Country, northern Spain, and our production plant is of more than 8,000 square meters. We are a cooperative of the Mondragon Corporation, which is on the top 10 on the ranking of the Spanish companies. Our company is made up of 175 people, more or less, and we've got a turnover of more than 40 million euros. The 50% of the turnover comes from exports. Our main objective is to protect the environment, and we will do this by reducing the soil layer pollution and by minimizing the global warming and reducing the soil layer pollution. And according to the F-gas and based on our equipment typology, we've made an overview focusing on stationary refrigeration and glycol chillers. Within stationary refrigeration, our monoblock units from January 2025 on will have to use refrigerants with a GWP of less than 150. Regarding split units, this restriction will be imposed from January 2030 on. For glycol chillers, depending on the nominal power, the GWP of these refrigerants will have to be less than 750 from January 2027 on. At the same time, as you can see in the charts, the reduction in quotas of the maximum quantity in tons of CO2, from January 2025 on, will make it very difficult to obtain refrigerants with GWPs above 150, and consequently their price will increase considerably. Our partners are installers, refrigeration specialists, and distributors, who are focused on direct expansion refrigeration systems. All this has led Kide to go for the conversion of equipments with A1 refrigerants to H2L and propane. We've got a wide range of monoblock and split units available to work with the 455A and the 454C, and this range goes from commercial to industrial units depending on the cooling capacity. Also, we have a range of monoblock units with propane, air and water condensed, and nowadays they can go up to 500 grams. Well, to carry out this development, we have had to take into account the following considerations. To start with, we need to analyze the availability of the components on the market to manufacture these units: compressors, filters, valves, coils, and so on. And how do we do this? Well, first, finding suppliers with available components for flammable refrigerants. Then, requesting and reviewing the technical sheets and defining a unique code for each component. And finally, we need to analyze the cost between different suppliers, as well as seeing the differences in the components available to work with A1 refrigerants. The brands we work with are Danfoss, Sanhua, Copeland, or Bitzer, amongst others. All of them first brands. Secondly, we perform theoretical calculation and purchasing components. By using the different selection programs, we have to calculate the compressors, the coils, the valves, and so on, and also supplying with the defined components. Another important point is the laboratory approval test, where we produce our equipment and the commission in our laboratory, testing all the equipments under nominal and extreme conditions. Finally, we put together all the data collection, we analyzed, and we approve it. In this example, you can see how we take the values in our laboratory in different conditions in a chiller unit. testing it from 5 up to 42 degrees. We also have to consider the design of equipment with H2L and propane refrigerants. We must ensure air circulation in case of refrigerant leak. In some cases, we install a fan to take out the refrigerant, and in others, we run the fan 10 seconds earlier than the compressor. We must make the electrical panel watertight or isolated from the refrigeration circuit. And then we design the refrigeration circuit by minimizing the internal volume, achieving a lower refrigerant load. Therefore, we have the option of using the microchannel coils. Then we go to the final design of all components, the 3D designs, the exploded view of components, and the creation and introduction of the codes into KIDE system. And we include all that in the creation of the technical sheets and manuals. Once all this is done, we have to obtain the CE certificates and adapt the production line. And due to the new category of these equipments for flammable refrigerants, it is necessary to obtain the CE certificate for its equipment. Apart from that, we had to invest on vacuum and gas loading machinery for flammable refrigerants. And then, about marketing. We've given some training and advice to our partners so that they gain the know-how of our units. Well, all this means that nowadays we have a wide range of units, and on the one hand, we have the monoblock and split units available to work with the R455A and the R454C, air and water condensate. We also have available drying units for jams, sausages, and cheeses. The temperature of these equipments can go from high temperature to freezers, and according to their cooling capacity, at high temperature, they can work from 1.2 kilowatts up to 90 kilowatts. The chillers can work from 1.1 kilowatts up to 81 kilowatts, and the freezers can work from 0.85 kilowatts up to 71 kilowatts. On the other hand, we also have monoblock units with propane for wall and ceiling, air, and water condensate. We also have available glycol chillers for high, medium, and low temperature. The temperature of these monoblock equipments go from chillers to freezers. And according to their cooling capacity, the chillers can work from 0.65 kilowatts up to 2.8 kilowatts. And the freezers can work from 0.45 kilowatts up to 2.1 kilowatts. In our opinion, in split units, the most sustainable solution is the use of the H2L refrigerants. And in monoblock units is the use of the propane refrigerant. And this is due to the GWP. Now, I will explain about 3 different sustainable solutions with low GWP refrigerants. The first one, a direct expansion refrigeration system. Here you can see a factory with monoblock and split direct expansion system ready to work with the R455A and the R454C. There are cold rooms for high, medium, and low temperature with different types of evaporators depending on the application. The second one, an indirect expansion refrigeration system. In this case, you can see a glycol chiller with propane feeding high and medium temperature cold rooms with different types of brine coolers depending on the application. For the freezing rooms, we can install ceiling propane units connected to the water condensate and connected to the chiller, of course. In this way, we are getting a solution just with propane and water. And the last one, a water loop refrigeration system. This system is made up with water condensate units connected among them, and then the water is cooled by a dry cooler. They can be split units ready to be installed on the wall or on the ceiling and using the H2L refrigerants. At the same time, we have the availability of ceiling units with propane, water condensate that can be installed too. In this way, we are getting a solution where we combine GWP of less than 150 refrigerants and water. We would like to stand out the following cases amongst other designs with refrigerants with a low GWP. For example, in Spain, there is the case of the leading poultry industry in Lugo, where we installed 10 industrial freezing units with the R454C. Also in Spain, but in this case in the main hospital located in Madrid, where we installed a glycol chiller with propane with different types of brine coolers for high and medium temperatures. In Europe, there is the case of Airline Catering Company in Denmark, where we installed a glycol chiller with propane and a water load system connected among them, both of them with propane. Apart from that, there is the case of a central kitchen for Norwegian Airlines in Oslo with H2L direct expansion system composed by 6 equipments for low and medium temperature. Before we finish, I would like to remark that we've got a stand in the hall 7, both 330, where you can visit us and you can get more information about a range of units and any particular question you would like to ask us. Apart from that, here you have my contact, and for any further information, I will be willing to answer you. Now, if any of you have any questions, I will be delighted to answer you. Well, I would like to thank you all for your time on behalf of my name and Kide. Have a good day and hope you enjoy the Chilvente Fair.